Oh, sweet! I got that to work.
Oh, cool. Look, you're joining with it. Oh, hello world. We are live.
Alrighty.
Luke, are you on the computer now instead of mobile?
I am attempting to do so.
Okay,
We
because it
shall
popped
see.
up. There's two of you right now.
Woohoo!
Yeah, it's surround sound Luke Stokes.
Alright, I'm good. I'm off the phone now.
Okay.
Yeah, I
All
just
right,
had to
great.
restart Chrome. It was having issues. Alright, we are up and running.
Okay.
Alrighty, a little late into the time, but here we are, 3:10. Let's make this happen. The biggest item I think we have is just we got to get voting going. You know, we
Yes.
it's been a hard recovery after the holidays. I think we've all been really busy, so things have not happened as we were hoping. So,
Agreed.
Do we want to allow more time for nominations at this point?
yeah. Well, I mean, I think there's a couple of concerns I have. One, I think the core community isn't quite where I was hoping it would be to have these elections. I'm not saying we need to postpone necessarily, but it just, the group hasn't grown, and if anything, it shrank just here in Nashville locally. I'm not sure how things are in Knoxville, and we haven't been able to connect to other areas much at all. So kind of when I dreamed of this going a certain way, I was hoping we would have a lot larger group. At this point, I don't even know if we can fill the positions with people who are interested, let alone have a bunch of people ready to vote. So those are my current concerns with just how things are going. I mentioned in an email just with the price shop, I think there has been less of a, I mean, there was a lot more interest, as we started the group, right, as the price was kind of going up top, and everybody wanted to know about Bitcoin. But I don't know if that's a reason we should postpone or not. It's just a reality I think that we're facing as far as our local community involvement.
Well, I was just thinking, since we haven't got, as I understand it, we haven't gotten the nomination forms out, and we're saying the nomination period was, January 1 through the 15th, and here it is the
The
13th,
12th. Yeah.
12th, so we're really
Yeah.
only giving people 2 or 3 days. Was just wondering if we should extend it through maybe the 21st, or maybe Luke, based on what you just said, there's, may not be enough people interested to make it even worth extending.
I think we could we could at least extend the nomination period through the end of the week, like say Saturday or Sunday, the 17th or 18th, and we could, because I think the key thing we want to do is we don't want to. Okay, well, I guess first of all, I agree with Luke. I think that in some part due to our own involvement or lack thereof, and in some part due to, and a big part also due to the community's lackluster response to the price dropping and less interest in Bitcoin and stuff like that. I think that our group is not nearly as active as it was even 2 months ago, or 3 months ago. So I think that said, we did commit to taking interim seats and only through January. So I don't think we can extend, in good conscience, extend the election period past January 31st. But I think we could extend the nomination period through Saturday or Sunday, and then just leave the rest of the month for voting. And
Yeah, that's fine with me. I mean, the only downside I see to that, I guess, really is, I could imagine things changing in the next year or two. Either this group becomes irrelevant and we just stop it and don't keep doing it, or it becomes very relevant and we have people filling positions that may not be the most qualified, and that's just a reality of, But again, we're only filling 6 positions. We'll have 6 more available next year, so
right.
So that's probably fine. Yeah. So yeah, I think extending it till Sunday makes sense to me. Let's get that email out there. Let's make sure everybody knows about it. Let's make sure that but again, we may find that there's not even as much interest. I know Rayanne is someone who mentioned she was interested. I've been trying to contact her. I haven't heard from her in a long time. So being able to, that's one person I can think of. I know James is on there already, but yeah, we just have to go from there to see who else is interested.
Right, and I know when we first did for the interim board members, we had, like 8 or, I think we had 8 or maybe even 10 candidates. So even if one of those comes out of the woodwork and says, oh yeah, I'm still interested, then that makes our 6 with the 4 of us and James Brown if everybody votes for us.
What do we got to do to get the email out?
Well, I've already drafted the email and it's ready to go. I did that today. The only thing we're waiting on now is Sean Roy said that, I talked to him this morning on the phone. He said that tonight he's going to go in and link our membership plugin, MemberMouse, with MailChimp, our email marketing plugin, to make sure anybody else who's signed up as a free member or any other level member is on the same list, and go ahead and send out that email. The other option is that I go ahead and just send it now to the list we have, which is about 110 people, I think, on that list, or so, and then we just send out an additional email once we get everything else taken care of. But either way, all that's left to do is hit send.
I think, well, I guess you need to revise the nomination period date before you hit send.
Yeah.
Yes.
On the nomination form too. But other than that, I guess my preference would be to go ahead and hit send, and we can always send out, multiple ones. But I'd rather get this in people's hands hours sooner rather than hours later at this point.
Yeah. I agree. The one thing that Sean wanted to do, and this is actually something I was hoping to discuss, because I wasn't sure how I felt about it, was take everybody who signed up for our email list and go ahead and add them as a free level member of the organization. Which, there's a subtle difference between joining our email list and joining as a free level member of the, or basic member of the Tennessee Bitcoin Alliance. But I was thinking it might be best to keep those lists separate for now and encourage people to join rather than kind of automatically opt them in, so we have a better idea of who's interested in actually committing to the Tennessee Bitcoin Alliance rather than just signing up at a table when they walk by. Do you guys have thoughts either way on that?
I think, yeah, that's a good question. I think this content should go to everybody.
Yes.
Definitely. But I tend to agree with you when I think about my friends that, they built their entire business based on email lists. You want to have people that are committed to that, list, and that's just with a list. I think a membership is even another level of commitment, and those levels of commitment are really important for tracking your own expectations. You can't, we can have 1,000 people on our list, but if they're not valid, it's just a waste of our time, really, and their time also. So Roy, I don't know if you're hearing or if you're available, if your connection's working, but I would love your thoughts on that too, because I tend to agree. Like I'd rather have 5 people that are super committed than 50 people that are just not really interested in being involved. That's kind of my thought anyway.
Sean Roy, did you hear any of that?
I did. I got cut out right at the end. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now, and there's no background noise too, which is fantastic. I think what I was saying, just in a summary, is I'd rather have 5 people that are really committed than like 50 people that are just not really committed. So I think that just knowing the level of commitment based on which list they've signed up for, whether or not they're a member or not, those are kind of things that I think are important.
Yeah, I thought that was my original thinking, was that I would rather see it move organically rather than just take everybody from one list and move them to the other.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I think we've talked about it both ways. So, but I do think that this specific content, I'm fine with this going to everybody that has ever contacted us, saying, "Hey, this is an important thing going on. You should be involved." And I do think we should have a campaign to get those people to become free members, because it's a simple process and doesn't cost anything. And
why don't we add on the if we're going to be emailing the nomination form or a link to the nomination form to everybody, is there a way to include? I guess the nomination form was online, right?
Yeah, that's a good point. Is we could do a checkbox. It would be a manual process, but if somebody checked the box, that would be a way we could say, "Oh, hey, I want to be a member as well." I don't know what other information is on the membership sign-up form.
Because only members are really supposed to nominate, right? So it would be neat if when they nominate on the form, they say, "Yeah, I want to nominate," and check the box, "Yeah, sign me up as a member," and we can just do it all at once. Or are we allowed to take nominations from non-members? I don't remember.
Well, the way at least I don't know what conversation happened when I was gone, that meeting that we guys had a clear discussion specifically about voting. But at least what it says on the nomination form is that anyone can nominate someone, but only members can be nominated.
Can vote.
And then only members can vote. So the nomination was kind of open to anybody can nominate.
That works for me. And there's nothing inconsistent with that in the bylaws, I don't believe, so that should be fine.
Okay. Okay, I can go ahead and modify that email, and then I'll go ahead and send that out, and I'll include like I already did include a line, but I'll clarify it a little bit as far as encouraging people to click through to join, either as a paid or free member of the organization. But this list is just kind of people that have signed up either at a meetup or at an event in Nashville where we had like a sign-up list there, and they just wrote down their name and email address.
Is Ray Ann on that list?
I'm sorry?
Is Ray Ann on that list?
I believe so, yes. Yeah. Yeah, she hasn't responded to any of my communication recently, though.
Yeah. Sounds like she's gone dark on us.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, and her daughter-in-law or niece, her niece was the one who volunteered to serve as like our main PR contact, and so I was hoping that she would help with a lot of this voting stuff, but she hasn't responded to any of my communication either. Unfortunately. Are you guys frozen? Can you hear me?
Yeah, no, I can hear you fine.
Okay.
Let me go ahead. I'll go ahead and modify the form as well, just make sure that's up to date.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, and then as far as voting goes, how are we going to handle that?
That
Did
at
you
this
talk
point,
about this?
yeah, no, at this point, that's yet to be determined. There was some discussions about, using the blockchain, kind of building our own Congress vote thing. But I haven't even had a chance to look at any of that. So, at this point,
James Brown had some ideas, but
yeah, I discussed some of that with Tim. But I just don't know about my availability to actually build something out like that would even be effective. I think the thing that I'm thinking about is the main thing is you have to be a member. We define currently a membership based on you have an email address in our system. You have to be a paying member as well, right? So we have a very small subset of people who can even vote at this point. With those paying members, my assumption is, and I'm not sure about this, Roy, you might be able to comment on this further, but my assumption is we have a Bitcoin address because they paid us at some point. And I'm wondering...
You mean a Bitcoin address from the people that have joined?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yes, we do. However, I would say that that doing like a reverse lookup on that might be a dangerous thing because those addresses, several of them, can be paid from wallets that generate, new addresses.
On the fly. Yeah, I was thinking about that too. I'm trying to think through a process we can go through to say, hey, this is my vote. And I'm going to verify, because at this point it's really just your email address that's going to verify you. I mean, that's what we define a membership as. So, if just trying to figure out if there's a way we can make that public to say, hey, we have this many paying members, and hopefully, again, if we have a way to show that publicly on the blockchain, that would be ideal. And we have this many votes, and that matches up. We don't need to give identities, and we don't even need to necessarily. I don't know. I haven't had a lot of time to really think through it. It's still a to-do item on my list, is to figure out how we could use some form of Google Forms to do that.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to get any blockchain-based methodology
this year.
Figured out here.
Yeah, I mean that's something that may be a project for next year. But I mean, the absolute easiest thing to do, I think, would probably be just have people vote via email, because.
Well, I was thinking using a Google form and actually putting their email address. Well, I mean, I guess you don't. I don't know if you want to make it public what somebody voted. I guess that's a. Yeah, we could do it via email.
Right. Well, because the other problem is that if you have a Google form, if they type their email address in there, they could be typing anyone's email address. Whereas if we have them actually send an email that is their vote to like a voting address from the email address they use to register with the Tennessee Bitcoin Alliance, then it's very easy to match those and say, okay, well, they're sending from this address, which is the address that's on their account.
Well, Google Forms, what they do is it flows through to an Excel spreadsheet. So maybe one thing we could have is a column that says it's been verified. So maybe we would drop an email, or they could email and fill out the form. Because the point of having a form is the visibility. The point of having a form is that it's, you can make it view available to anyone to see the results. So if I know that I voted and my vote was counted, then I can actually say, okay, cool, my vote was counted. But the trick is, again, you have to know, I guess, well, yeah, I mean, that would be an interesting way to do it, too. We could maybe take a hash of the email address, email them back and say, hey, and so that it would be anonymized on the form and we could actually show who they voted for. And then when I get an email saying, hey, here's your code, your unique code for your vote, I can go to the form myself and say, oh, sweet, I can verify that my vote was counted and for the right candidate that I wanted to vote for, kind of thing. That would be, I think, the ideal way to do it.
That
and
makes
again,
sense.
we're looking at a tiny handful of people. Like, what, we have how many paying members? Like a dozen, maybe?
Maybe it
less than
doesn't.
that.
I don't know the number right
So
now. I don't
at
know.
this point, it's so small, I'm kind of thinking that's the direction we should go. So have a form, they fill it out, and, well, yeah, so you have to, yeah. No, it's got to be done by email then. Yeah. We'll do it by email, I guess, but if there would be a way that we can publicly allow individuals to verify their own entry. Yeah, I'll think about that some more. Again, I said it's on my to-do list.
Okay. So next Monday we can kind of cement that plan.
Yeah.
And then as far as promotion of people that are like platform promotion, we talked about a forum before. I think that's probably a little late in the game to implement that right now. Would we just we talked about doing a live Google Hangout with everybody who's nominated to say, hey, this is why I like to run. We've also, we could just do something through like a Facebook group or on our Facebook page to have everybody post something about why they like to run. What do you guys think?
Yeah, again, back to my concern about it. I don't know that there would even be an audience, at this point,
Yeah.
just due to the size of the group and who's involved. So I think the Facebook page makes sense.
Hey guys, I have to cut out.
All right, Sean.
So I'll just catch up on the notes later, and I'll talk to you guys later. John, I'll give you a call as soon as I get free.
Okay.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Okay. Right. So as far as voting, yeah. Okay. So for now, we'll send out the nomination email, and we need to come up with a way to really. I think basically based on the nomination results, we'll make it really clear what we're going to do as far as promotion. Because if we get no more than 6 nominations and there's 6 seats open, then it's just a question of like, okay, just check the box next to each person's name.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's in our bylaws that we have to fill each of those seats. We have to hold an election.
Yeah, no, we do not have to fill each of those seats.
That's a good point, yeah.
As long as we have more than the minimum, which is 4 or 5, I believe.
That's right.
Yeah. So as long as we fill that minimum, I think we're fine. And then if our activity is much higher next year, then we can up the number that are actually up for election to include the full remainder.
So does each person get 6 votes essentially then?
That's a good question.
I was wondering about that too. I didn't know that we specified how many votes you get.
Don't think we specified that. But if everybody has 1 vote and everybody votes for either themselves or someone else, then we should be pretty much even. But if someone votes for...
If everybody
for
has
example-
1 vote and they all vote for the 1 person, then we only have 1 board member.
We did 3 votes, I think, in the interim voting. That was how we did it, right? Or was it 1 vote?
I think it was...
Was it just 1 vote?
No, I think it was that you wrote your... So we were going to do, 5 spots? Yeah. So everyone wrote their 5 choices.
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah.
And
So,
then we just tallied who was on the top 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, the way it's done in the corporate world is you're typically voting for a seat, and if there's 6 seats, then typically each person gets 6 votes.
That's
Okay.
fine with me. That's fine.
You can't use the same vote twice for one.
Yeah.
Use the
Okay, that makes sense to me. I think we left that vague enough in the bylaws, so that should be fine.
I'll put that in the minutes. 6 seats, 6 votes per person. Can't use the same vote.
more than 1 vote for each seat.
Yeah, can't use. There you go. All right, that makes sense. I don't think that needs to be put in the. Like you said, that's a corporate way they do it. I don't think that needs to be put as a resolution or anything like that. That just makes sense. All right. So I'll solidify the plan for doing the vote.
I'll send out the nomination email right away.
Okay. And then.
I don't know if we can do the expenses part without Sean.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Well, one thing I wanted to check is that I want to look up our address and make sure nothing's been sent out. Just because I haven't checked up on it recently. Let me look up that real quick.
All right.
because I know Sean emailed me the other week and was like, hey, how much do we owe you? I'll go ahead and send those now. And I sent him the amount, but then said, okay, well, but we can't send that until we've authorized it from as a board, because as we talked about before.
Yep.
I did get an email that someone else just bought a membership the other day.
Cool.
Yeah. So people are paying attention to us. Did we change our copay address?
Not that I know of. I'd have to go through the minutes to find out what it is at this point.
Okay, because the address I just looked up only has a transaction from September 22nd.
Well, yeah. I don't think the money got transferred out of the. I don't think it got transferred. I don't think it got transferred out of the Coinbase wallet into the Copay wallet.
It at least got transferred from the vault to the wallet, because I got
Exactly.
an email about that.
Yeah,
I'll
but
look in and check.
I think it's still sitting in the Coinbase wallet, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
it's still in Coinbase.
Okay, gotcha. And one note on that, just we talked before about the Coinbase vault to wallet transfer, that it would require both Sean and my approval for it to go from the vault to the wallet. But I just want to confirm, after we did this last time, it didn't, because what it did is it required 2 of 3 confirmations. He confirmed it via email and via his phone, and so before I even clicked to confirm, it said that it had already been authorized. So, I mean, I'm not worried about Sean stealing all the money or anything. I just want to let you know that is definitely a security gap that we have.
And that's to transfer to any wallet or specifically to our own wallet?
Either. First from the vault to the wallet, but then once you have control of the wallet, you can transfer it anywhere.
Okay. Yeah, we've talked about this before, but I would like to put it into that Copay wallet as much as we can.
Yeah.
I mean, I just think that's what we originally said we want to do, and it just eliminates concerns in many ways. So, all right, cool. Well, yeah. So I don't know that there's much else we can discuss other than we just got to get that email out and start promoting it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm giving a talk tonight at a discussion group in Franklin on Bitcoin. So I'll definitely mention, give a plug for the Tennessee Bitcoin Alliance and encourage people to join and stuff.
Cool. Yeah, I'm going to be talking at another Rotary Club on Friday, and then there's another group that another Rotary Club that asked me to talk as well. So I think
cool.
I'll push that. What's that?
How'd the last one go?
It went well. Yeah, it was like 50, 60 people there. It was a lot more people than I thought. An older crowd, but even within that crowd, I was really surprised. Half the people probably were completely clueless to what I was talking about at all, and the other half asked really good questions.
Cool.
Yeah, the mayor of I think it was Franklin was there. That was kind of neat. So it was a lot of it was interesting. So it went well enough that they said, hey, you should come speak at all these other ones. So. I think they have an opening on Wednesday, and then an opening in February when I think I'll be in Florida, and then they have an opening in March. So I told them, maybe March. I've been so busy and can't even think about this kind of stuff. But anyway, let's keep the promotion going. And
Okay.
John, you and I chat too briefly about just the local Nashville meetup.
Okay.
We got to get that scheduled as well. So.
Yeah. Do you want to talk immediately after this?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. Cool. All right. Sounds good.
Anything else we can cover?
John King, do you have anything to add?
No, don't think so. I've not made any progress on the sales tax paper. I did talk with the lawyer and didn't make much headway there. He suggested that we reach out to BitPay.
Oh yeah, I saw that email.
Yeah.
Did you just following up real quick while it's on my mind? Did you follow up with that paperwork I sent you related to the Tennessee Bitcoin Alliance as far as a nonprofit status?
Yes and no. It's on my desk, and I've made some progress, but I haven't got it resolved yet.
Okay, great. Yeah, well, just let us know, what the next step is, that if you need any help or when you get that done. Because ideally, we'd like to confirm our nonprofit status with Google and other entities.
Right. Okay.
Okay, cool. All right. Sounds like a plan.
And then too, that like I said, I commented on that document. I pasted a link to it in our board channel. Your latest post about the value of Bitcoin, I thought was great. I do have a question at the very end, which I think would be great to hear your thoughts on, because I've been thinking about it more as well.
Yeah, I read it. I'll ponder that a little bit and give you a response.
Yeah, cool, awesome. All right,
Take
thanks,
care,
guys.
All right, adios.